Well, this is it. Welcome back to another Gentleman's Chat with your host, Rehash, the stirrer of chaos. And this is it. The end of the Empire. The end of the line. The sun is finally setting on Hazbin Hotel Season 1. The day of reckoning of the Angels' assault has finally come. Let's not waste any more time. This is Hazbin Hotel, Episode 8, and Season 1's finale. So the episode begins with a quick recap of what happened last episode. Angelic weapons, angel weaknesses, an army of cannibals, and preparing for the fight of their lives, all while reminding us that Vox is still a thing. You all remember Vox, the V's, Valentino, the other V that I don't care to remember. You know, those guys who were set up to be major antagonists but didn't do shit. Yeah, I don't miss them either. I don't know how to tell him that he's not the most important factor in this episode whatsoever. So while everybody else is preparing for their Alamo in the fight of their lives, Vox is treating it like a Family Guy special. So they go through a lot of the motions. Charlie gives an inspiring speech. We get a few wide pan shots of everybody that we've seen up until this point in the show. A few bit of comedy thrown in. And of course they're having a celebratory drink right before the battle commences for one last good memory. Even Alistair appears from behind the veil in order to watch his newfound family for possibly the last time he'll see them, as he sees Serpentius confess his feelings for Cherry Bomb to Charlie. You can see that in the corner there. Alistair even has a little moment with Nifty. And just by the chemistry between these two, why didn't we get this earlier in the series? They are adorable. In a twisted sort of way. We're getting little actions like this from everyone, including Serpentius and Cherry Bomb of all people. And yes, we do see in the background once again everything going on leading up to Serpentius trying to confess his feelings before the battle. But ultimately he chickens out at the last second. But don't worry, Angel Dust has got your back, Serpentius.
Guys, you know, I hear he's got 2 dicks.
Huh.
Remember, kids, when in doubt, whip one out. Women will love it for the clout. We cut back to Charlie for one final scene between her and Vaj, as they're both very much on edge about the upcoming war. But we also get a nice tender scene between the two, and at long last finally addressing the elephant in the room. Yes, they are dating. I guess that was $50K down the toilet because your waifu's a lesbian. But all jokes aside, it is a really lovely moment with a little touching song to cap it off on. Now I actually believe they're a couple and not just, codependent on each other. But we cut back to heaven, where we see Adam has finally engaged the executioners for the all-out assault on the hotel.
Cut about that or ass!
You just chill, Loot. Fuck.
Okay, I wouldn't say that Adam is dating Lute, but they are definitely fuck buddies. I think that it is canon on that one, but do you think that she keeps the mask on during sex? And you totally know if she has the mask on, she's pegging Adam. So after 8 episodes of waiting for this moment, it's extermination time, baby! The angels fly through the portal and into hell, and the war begins. But for the first time in creation history, the demons are taking up arms. Or just sitting on the sofa just watching the carnage. You know, Violet, Purple. Your name is now Purple. Purple, you were talking a lot of shit in episode 3 about standing up and fighting the angels. For someone who was talking so much mad shit, you're certainly taking a very comfy spot on the couch. But like I was saying, in the first time in creation's history, instead of it being a slaughter, it's going to be an all-out war between the demons of hell versus the exterminators of heaven. And the first one to make a move is Alistair himself, who conjures a mystical barrier of voodoo-ness surrounding the hotel, protecting it on all sides. And as for the angels who get in, well, they don't get out. And just because Alistair's flair for the dramatics, tentacles-wielding halberds made of angelic steel, revealing the trump card to the enemy of how they're able to kill the angels, use their own weapons against them. So now, things are finally a fair fight. Well, on the surface, one could hardly call any of this fighting fair. As it turns out, the greatest strength of the angels turned into their greatest weak spot, because they believed themselves to be invulnerable for so long that they have very little experience in actual real-world combat. It's like fighting toddlers for so long and eventually going up against a mixed martial artist with a gun. Top of that, the demons have to live every single day as if it's their last day alive, because there's always somebody out there trying to stab them in the back, the front, or just straight up blow them up. This is hardly fair. Of course, the angels still have their trump card, Adam, who pretends he's a freaking Super Saiyan destroying the barrier with a single punch. And then we get what fans have been squeeing about ever since its conception. Adam versus Alistair. Oh. And clearly we're not the only ones feeling this.
Oh, fuck! I am so hard right now!
Vox, you're at 11. I'm gonna need you to bring it down to an 8. Well, after some witty banter, the fight begins. Adam is clearly more of a brawler type and wants to bash Alistair's skull in with his axe, while Alistair keeps him at a nice safe distance while constantly egging him on with how many times he's missed and how poorly he's presenting himself. It clearly shows that Adam is so used to overpowering his enemies that he's not used to anyone who's able to challenge him on an equal footing. And it shows. He can't even come up with a witty retort for any one of Alistair's taunts. Oh, this is everything you could have wanted in a fight like this. The only problem with this fight at all is it's rather short. I suppose Alistair wasn't the one meant to take down Adam. He's Charlie's foe. So, with one great swing later, Alistair is beaten. Like defeated. Forced to retreat into the shadows. I hate to say this, everyone, and it feels like sacrilege, but we're in hell, so what's the point? Alistair, I think I might have to put you on fraud watch. So the battle continues as well as it's going to go when you're dealing with an army of individuals who have no idea how to fight, only how to slaughter. So, yeah, everything's going in the demon's favor, except when Adam rejoins the battlefield. It doesn't matter if he doesn't know how to fight. He's so overly powerful that he just completely obliterates everything that comes his way. Beat one of those douchebags who spams Hadouken in Street Fighter. I love the guy, but those bastards need to die. And then... wait, why are we honing in on Serpentius? Why specifically is Serpentius getting this moment?
I'm trying to fight here. You out of your fucking mind?
Yes! Miss Cherry Bomb, I love you. Remember me!
Oh, god damn it! Serpentius is going to kill himself! I mean, all the pieces are there. He rizzed the girl, he's going solo, he went into his flying death machine, and he's looking 10 times more badass than he's ever looked in the series thus far. This is a self-sacrifice maneuver. And with Adam the only prey in his sight, this snake looked just as evil as Alistair saying the words fire. And then, Adam completely one-taps him. Oh, Serpentius, you died as you lived. The joke. I suppose in a war like this, the odds of there not being a casualty on our side was very low. And if there was any character that could easily have been killed off, it would have been Serpentius. Either that or Cherry Bomb. But Cherry Bomb has barely got any screen time as it is. And she was only introduced like in episode, 6? So I feel like there's more she can offer. As for Serpentius, well, I feel like he's completed his character arc. I mean, the man literally went from, I'm going to destroy the hotel, to, I'm risking my life and self-sacrificing to defend my friends. If that's not redemption, I don't know what is. Well, the death of Serpentius has hit everyone hard, Charlie the hardest. The Bleeding Heart couldn't live with the fact that one of her own just bit the dust in such a undignified manner. So she goes through her own hellish magical girl transformation and takes on her full demon form and rides up on her pet goat dragon thingies. You know, they have so little screen time, I don't even care about their names. And we're finally getting the showdown of Hell's Princess versus Heaven's First Angel. Well, Vaggie did try to join Charlie, but she was intercepted by Loot and forced into the hotel. And then we finally get the match that we've kind of been waiting for. The codependent Vag versus the codependent Loot. Angel versus the Fallen. And I would play the clip, but it's actually so ridiculous. We actually hear a bell ringing for the start of the match. That is not any edit. That is actually in the show. Now, as all jokes aside, this fight does show a little bit of an inconsistency. We've been told specifically, and I quote, angels are invulnerable except to angel steel. Well then, how the hell is she bleeding? I don't see any angel steel being incorporated in this fight, do you? No, they're just throwing hands. Can angels kill angels? I don't know. The show never told us. Well, speaking of homicidal angels, here comes Adam. The Digmaster himself roasts Charlie for a little bit, being the bleeding heart Disney princess that she is. But he's not facing the princess of Disney here. No, she's gone full princess of hell mode on him. And he definitely didn't expect that. And also, did her Triton pitchfork pierce him? Is that pitchfork made of angelic steel? 'Cause I don't think it's made of angelic steel. Her shield might have been, but definitely not that pitchfork. Okay, I really hate to do this because, you know, final episode and all, but it did state prior that the only thing that it was capable of hurting angels is angel steel. They're virtually invulnerable to everything else. That is stated in the canon. And yet, both Adam and Loot have shown that they can hurt or get hurt by just random objects. Here's a thought. Did anybody in hell just decide to just say, fuck it, and pop a cap in one of their asses? They have plenty of guns, they have plenty of weapons, they have plenty of varying abilities. Did someone just not say, you know what, I'm going to defend myself? Because I feel like this scenario only can occur if the devils just decided to stop defending themselves. Well, we cut back to the Loot and Vag fight, and Vag is getting her ass kicked. There's no way around it. Like, she's using none of the fighting style that Camilla taught her. I guess Loot is just better at blindly rage combat, I guess. So, with Loot bragging about how she's going to kill her, how she's going to kill everyone, blah blah blah, Vag takes the opportunity to turn the tables just real quick and use the running joke of the hotel falling apart and makes it fall apart on top of Loot. So now Loot is grounded, broken, pinned down, no weapon, not even her mask, and she is completely at the mercy of Vag. And she even tells her to do it, just do it. But Vaj does the cardinal stupid thing that every character in this position always does. You get to live because I want you to live, knowing that I let you live. Bitch, you're in a war. Kill the bitch. Kill Lou before it's too late, and then oh, there you go. See, this is why you never let them live. Always double tap. Well, we cut back to Charlie, and wow, shit hit the fan with her real quickly, didn't it? I suppose her countless eons of being a Disney princess didn't exactly give her the right power to combat. No power of friendship boosts here. So with Alistair missing, everybody surrounded, no hope, all is lost, not even Vaj is able to help because, spoiler alert, leaving Lute alive was a massive mistake. And now, Adam is going to kill Charlie and put an end to this entire...
Hey, Vegeta. When and how did you get here?
You know, I'm willing to admit when I get stumped. I had no way of knowing that this was even considered a possibility, let alone this is where the direction they're going. So, Big Daddy Morningstar has joined the fight. I guess it should have been obvious he would never allow his daughter to be killed under any circumstances, even if it means pissing off Heaven. I mean, what are they gonna do? Send him to hell again? So, Adam gets back up in order to go round. Actually, this would be round 3 with Lucifer when you think about it. I mean, he already lost the first 2. And then...
Now, I am going to fuck you! Well, this just got interesting.
Ooh, looks like we're going for the trifecta! Adam, Eve, and Lilith. And now that I think about it, where is Eve in all this? I haven't seen her. Whatever. Well, Lucifer doesn't fuck Adam literally, but he does fuck him metaphorically. Throughout the entirety of their fight, he's not even taking it seriously. If anything, all he's doing is provoking him into getting even angrier and angrier. He's doing what Alistar did, except this time it's actually working. Because not only does he have prior beef with Lucifer, but Lucifer is already winning in every regard against Adam before the fight even began. Think about it. He slept with both of his wives. And you know, this really would have been a perfect time to showcase all the other sins that are in hell. Beelzebub, and the others. But I guess they didn't have the budget for that kind of massive scale battle. So it's just Lucifer. But I'm okay with that. But Adam finally loses his temper and completely Kamehamehas the entirety of the hotel, destroying the very ground it's on, causing everything to collapse, including Charlie. But Lucifer is nothing but an overprotective daddy, and manages to save her. But just as Adam is about to take a cheap shot, it's actually Charlie who ends up protecting her daddy. In which case, Lucifer gets pissed. I mean, just look at this scene. It is a single frame, but it looks like it walked straight out of an anime. Like current year anime. And Lucifer is so gracious of a ruler to remind Adam whose kingdom Adam is stepping into. And there's a reason why our little duck-loving, apple-wearing, daughter-obsessed little munchkin man is the king of hell. But after being convinced by Charlie herself to show him mercy, Adam flips the hell out, throwing the biggest adult temper tantrum this side of hell. Because he's Adam, don't you know that? He's supposed to be the best by default. And then he gets stabbed through the back. By Nifty? Hold on, everybody. I'm going to have to check if I had Nifty kills Adam on my bingo card. Let's see, come here. Nifty, bingo, stabbing Adam, Nope. Don't have it. But Lute sees Adam's corpse and runs to his side and... that is not the face of a man who's selfish and egotistical. That looks like the man who's actually content with his death. Or at least looking at Lute. Maybe? Did Adam... never mind. Lute ends up being forced to go home by Lucifer himself. And she definitely is going to want a round two, but is forced to retreat. And so, Hell celebrates! For the first time ever, Heaven was driven back, and Hell has a W over the overlords above. And this inspires everybody, and I mean everybody, who felt as though they truly had no hope left. But sadly, there were no celebrations on Charlie's End. As they were picking up the pieces of the hotel, counting the ones that survived, and those they've lost. This causes Charlie to break out in the last song of the series, where she's lamenting of how everything is destroyed, and how nothing mattered. But it is joined by her father, as well as the other guests of the hotel, saying that, yes, you can do it. You can do it. We'll just rebuild. Bigger, stronger, better. And that's what they do. And, Lucifer's a confirmed Keyblade wielder. I can't wait for that crossover. I'm sure the key means something, but I'm just having fun. So, they decide to rebuild the hotel. Bigger, better, faster, stronger. We later cut to the V's, who are celebrating and establishing themselves as Season 2's villains. But of course, they're in the shadow of the real villain of the show, Alistair, who has survived and is licking his wounds while having a complete and utter mental breakdown about a deal he's made, and that he's more driven than ever to find a way to break it. And after a quick honorable mention of Serpentius and his sacrifice, they all gather together and celebrate, singing a reprise of The Happy Day in Hell. It's a good enough tune, I suppose. But it's not beating Hell is Forever. So far, nothing has. And that was Hazbin Hotel Episode 8. It had a very satisfying conclusion, very satisfying action. The animation is top-notch as always, and... Wait. Why is there more? That was the ending. What more do you have to say? And... Serpentius? You're alive? It's figuratively speaking? And you're in heaven? In front of the Seraphim? In front of Sarah and Emily? Oh my, you goddesses! Oh, this is a massive game changer. Serpentius literally just became the most important character in the series. Oh, and Lilith is also in heaven, but who cares about Lilith? Serpentius is the first soul ever to make it out of hell. He did it! When I said he was redeemed, I guess the show agreed! This finale was everything that you could have hoped for in a finale of any good show. Payoffs, character growth, satisfying animation, good songs, and on top of everything else, the ultimate plot hook to get you wanting to watch Season 2. Now, I really couldn't give a shit about the Lilith drop. Though, admittedly, it does add fuel to the fire of Heaven to the back door theory that I came up with 2 episodes ago. Heaven is about to turn on its head with Serpentius' arrival, and there's no way they can cover it up, not with Emily being visibly present in the room when it happened. The game has definitely changed for Season 2, and I can't wait to be front row seats when it does. But until then, I am Rehash, the stirrer of chaos. And I'm going to need something a little bit more vanilla for my next review. Let's see. No, already been done too many times. I'll wait for Season 2. What's solo farming in the tower?